Right, we are back with another number podcast, episode 88, take 2, because I had a knock on the browser. So it just means that we get to start ranting all over again, which we enjoy doing sometimes. Yeah, Castleford away. It's hard, then we have to go through this again. But
I gotta go do it again. Yeah, for that doesn't know, we're all mid rant and then it just cut out. So this is take 2. So there we go.
We just didn't get going anywhere. And to be fair to Cassidy, they deserve the win. They shut us down as knowing better than most teams have this season. The attack was awful, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll quickly sum up what I just ranted about, because I don't want to rant about it again because it's going to piss me off. I'm getting myself wild up about the game again. The bullet point for everyone wondering what the rant was. Well, a bullet point form. It's one of the worst losses in years, I think, considering the level of opposition and what we're supposed to be as a team, what we're aiming for. Way worse than the Wigan semi-final. No one was really good, maybe apart from Walmsley, and a couple of the other forwards made all right meters. Defence was awful. Errors were embarrassingly bad. Even if you do expect some more errors when you play more expansively and you throw it about, it doesn't excuse like just over 50%. That's like every other set you're dropping the ball. That's like, I'm not even sure Huddersfield have even had a set completion that low this year. It's really, really bad. The defence was awful, but the main thing for me, the main point, like Gaz, you just said, the attack. I don't get it. It doesn't look like a Rowley team, and it's only looked like a Rowley team this season in brief patches, in like 10, 15-minute stints. In that game, we didn't even have that. It was just, it's bizarre, because no matter what level of player he has, no matter where he goes, no matter what league he's in, it's very distinct, the style of play. It's the same. We don't look like a Rowley team. If you showed this to somebody who, I don't know, had memory loss and didn't know Rowley had joined Saints, they would never guess our coach was Paul Rowley in a million years. It's bizarre how bad it is. It's worrying. Like, it's Salford side from last year when they had no players left and managed that win against Warrington. They played better rugby than we are at the moment. We just look disjointed. The halves look disjointed. The edge second row forwards and the centres are just not offloading enough and not offering enough down the edges. Wingers are not getting the ball in any good space. You can, whatever angle you look at it, whatever way you look at how an attack in rugby works, we failed at every single part of it. I just don't get it. It's bizarre. Terrible performance. Worst of the season. Worse than anything.
We allowed them to play better than we did. We let them do it.
We did. We just there was no fire. Another thing that we kind of criticised at Huddersfield, where we were like, now hold on. All right, we won the game in that one, but a significant lack of intensity. And again, we brought no intensity. And this time, we faced a team that performed better than Huddersfield did. And we said this in the Huddersfield review. You perform like that against a team that plays better. And we did, and it did. Exactly how we predicted. And it's really worrying. I know it's still early, still plenty of time to turn things around. Yeah, we've had seasons where, and I've said this before, 2014 we won the league. I think we lost about 50-odd-0 at Catalan away that year. It can happen, all right. But it's just the way it happened and the way it's followed a few really flat performances. It's been some time now since a really good performance. It's probably Good Friday.
Yeah.
It's starting to get, again, nothing over the top, not this Rowley out nonsense that I've seen people already. I mean, I think that's way too over the top at this stage. But I think it's we're now at the point where we need to start. I think it's fair to throw some real harsher criticism at Rowley now, because he's had some time now to get going. Doesn't need to be the finished product now, but how poorly the team's performing. Some of the team selections as well, repeated team selections, not a one-off, it hasn't worked, all right, you change it, but some repeated bizarre team selections now. And the players, it's not just on Rowley, it's on them. What's going on? Who's leading this team? Why are they not fired up? Why is there no intensity? Why is there no creativity when you've got a coach who obviously encourages that? He must be encouraging that. He must be. There's no way he's changed his coaching philosophy overnight. So you've got to look at the players too. It's a mess, isn't it? I don't know. Like, what else do you say? It's terrible.
I mean, there was some intensity, but there was too much of it. I mean, Hastings with the dangerous throw, which I'm surprised he got away with card-wise, if I'm honest. Wellesby with his late bits. And there is mitigation and all that stuff, but you need to be more disciplined than that.
The discipline's horrendous. It was bad under the last season of Wellands, and it was the one thing I just wanted him to get better. Like, because that's something I think as a coach, I think you can fix that before anything. That's easier to fix than turning your attack into a world-class oiled machine, making your defence hard to beat. That's tough and takes time. I don't think good discipline is. I'm not going to give him any grace on that. I give him grace and I give him time to get things right on every other part of the field. This discipline's unacceptable. Like, it is unacceptable. Experienced players who have been part of very well-disciplined teams in the past as well. They're not young and new and they're hotheads. Like, these are players that know how to be disciplined and be intense in the right way. So what is happening? Like, how's that changed so much?
Wellesby has been back, 3.5 games? Completed one. Through obviously the first one he got subbed on, but the other two sin-binned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this about?
It's not good enough. I don't know. I don't have any even theories. I don't even know. It's so bizarre how bad we've been the last few weeks. I don't even know how to throw a theory out there and what it could be, because all right, I do think the teams. I do think people overrate the team. I don't think it's anywhere near the squad KR and Wigan have got. I don't even think it's anywhere near the squad Warrington have got. However, even saying that, I think they should be doing better than they are with the coach they've got in place. I mean, you might think, I don't know, is it Breers? I don't know. I'm not to throw conspiracy theories. I'm not having a go at him. I don't know where to go now, because we've had a new coach. I do see a change in how we've played overall if you look at every game, but not massively. It's not the Rowley teams I'm used to. It's not offload heavy. It's not side-to-side passing. It's like in between. It's not quite as dull and as unimaginative as last year's was.
Cautious.
But it's not over here where Rowley usually is. It's moved a little bit. And I didn't expect it to be over here like straight away, but I expected it to be a bit further along at this point, especially when we got the injuries back. We seem to have got worse getting all these injured players back.
A lot of people are saying this. We're better with less players.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say, because it's just bizarre. That level of performance is like really weird to me. It's really strange.
You can't use the excuse of being tired. We had a 9-day turnaround from the last game.
9-day turnaround. There's players coming back every week now. I
think this week off's come at the right time for us.
Yeah. I don't get it. It's it needs to change. It's
back to the drawing board moment now, isn't it?
It feels like we are basically starting the season again after like recent results. It generally does. It feels like whatever you were attempting to do, Rowley, Breers, O'Carroll, you got to do a new plan. I think for me, it's you start from scratch. You change your approach to training.
Drawing board.
You change your approach to how you speak to them. You change whatever attacking plays and defensive plays that you're running. However it is, I do think it's back to the drawing board, because I think if you do it early enough, you still have enough of the season to get yourself into good shape by the end of it. And we're lucky that we have got away with winning a lot while playing poorly. So we're in a good position still, because really, with how we've played, we should really be outside the playoffs. In my opinion. In my opinion, we shouldn't be in the playoffs. We should be around 6th, 7th, 8th on performance. But we're lucky we're not. We're up near the top. Yeah. Take advantage of that, but don't rest on your laurels, because very quickly we will drop down this league if we do. We need to think we're in a lucky position. We're in a good position. So now we can make big changes. You've got that time. You've got the points gap. You need to make changes.
We are going to start falling down that ladder quicker than Jeff Hardy does.
Exactly. And that's it. If you get that reference, well done you listening.
Yeah. Right.
But
something positive then. I've had enough of this game now. Like, something positive.
I have.
The women got over the line, lace on. It shows a difference in the way these are being coached and to what the men are, where there's no fucking give with these women. And again, Danny Gifford going over to score the winner.
Best winger in Women's Super League. Well, either her or Leah Burke. We have the two best wingers. Yeah. We have the two. No bias, but we have the two best wingers in Super League. Maybe a tiny bit of bias, but they're incredible again. Fair play to York. They started rough, and it looked like, are they going to fall away from that group of Saints, Wigan, Leeds? Are they going to fall away from it? Great response from them. Really good response. And they've shown that, maybe my comments are a little bit premature because they look like, I don't think Saints played really poorly. I think York up the game and they provided a very good test after a real tough result to Wigan in the last few weeks. So fair play to them, first of all. They much improved, and it's better for Women's Super League if we have a good, strong top four, as many top teams as possible. So that was nice to see from, obviously it's easy to say because we won, but genuinely it was nice to see that they were at a high level. This Saints team, I'm telling you, I'm really interested in this cup final. Now, I think we're going to still rightly favourites. I still think overall they've shown they're the better team, but I don't know. I think Saints have a much better chance than they did last year, and I think this is a really special Saints women's side. Really, really special. I think they've made improvements. I think it's not just the new players or the returning players. I think it's players already there. I've stepped the game up, and you consider they've all got jobs. They're not training 4 or 5 times a week. They've got a lot of other stuff in their lives going on to make that much improvement. That's really hard. It's so much harder than it is for the men who do it as a living. What the step up from some of these players. Danny McGifford was already a good player. She's already a very good player. She's now like a great player. And that is, 30 odd years old, part-time. I mean, wow. I don't know what that's just wow. That's really well done. That's incredible work. And, she is the best winger in the league, I think, at the moment. I think that's fair to say.
Well, and they've just put the squad out as well. I can't put it on here because I'll be messing around, but we've just see the squad here now. God, I don't like this black text over the red background because I can't read it.
Terrible, isn't it?
We've got Rotherham, Wooser, Ardcastle, Burke, Harris, Gaskin, Whitfield, Mottershed, Hoyle, Rudge, Cunningham, Travis, McDonald, Casey, McCall, Bridge, Bowen, I can't, Drescher. Oh, okay, Almire's going playing, fair enough. Liv Leach, Danny Gifford, and McVernon. So strong team going into the final there.
Yeah. Almost full strength. I'm trying to think who might be missing. Is it full strength? It looked like it might be close to full strength.
Who's missing there?
Yeah,
I think it's full strength.
I think in terms of 13, in terms of your 13, I think that's the strongest 13 you can play, which is really, really good. York, great.
There's only Phoebe up missing that I can see, but obviously we know what's going on. She's injured, so.
Yes, obviously Phoebe, but it just really, really, really awesome game against York. Great entertainment from both teams, and the Saints women. It's not just the Saints men that never write off the Saints attitude. That club culture, it needs to spread. It's important that it's everywhere on and off the field. So I think it's a really healthy kind of mindset to have. They've got it in spades. Hard to single anybody else out. I mean, obviously, Danny gets all the plaudits, but I think everyone was very good, especially in that last 15. I think, really big step up in that last 15, really gritty, really determined. I think, again, the way Emily Rudge and Jodie Cunningham are playing this year.
It's almost like the bonus last season, isn't it?
Yeah, which we'll get onto in a second.
We'll get into that in a bit.
Leaders is what comes to mind. I think they kind of realise, maybe they didn't do what they could have done last season. I think, Jodie made some similar comments on our interview with her, and I know Emily said similar about herself. It seems like they've kind of gone, no, we're taking control here in terms of like on the pitch. They are leading by example. Really, really good. But it's hard to single because they're all, there's no one that's playing. There's no one that's letting anyone down
this season so far.
No one's letting anyone down this season at all. I think you can see that they really are enjoying playing for the coaches, who have obviously been there before. They just seem more comfortable on that field at the moment. There seems to be like
Craig Richards is an excellent coach as well.
Yeah, and when you listen to anyone speak about him, they have only got good things to say. Only got good things to say, which is great. And a great setup, especially because I think it's going to be that real tough, hard game against Wigan. I actually think they needed a game like that. I think they needed a game like that against York rather than another one where they looked a bit comfortable. I think it's a great preparation for what I think, what I hope.
You don't want to call it a tune-up game, but it's like a preparation.
It's good. Yeah, I think it's good because I just think likely it's going to be that way against Wigan. I think it's going to be similar to the final, similar to the last derby of last year. I think it's going to be, really, really tough, low-scoring game. Now, watch it be like, 30-0 either side now. I look like an idiot, but I'm going to stick my neck out, and I think it's going to be a tough, gritty game.
Well, like the grand final last year.
Yeah, I think it will. And I think that's great preparation for it. I think this type of game is great preparation for it. Excellent game. Wigan Cup final up next, and we spoke about it quite a lot. Just said then, this is big. This is a really, really big one. Taken to the cleaners last year in the cup final, made improvements as the year went on, still missed out, still couldn't get that win over Wigan. Very unlucky that game that they drew last year. It feels like it's been building to this. This is like, think about those losses, girls. Think about how
redemption
tight, how gutted you were. They are not immortal now. You've shown that. You've shown they're not immortal. This Wigan team. We thought that beginning of last year. They can be hurt and they can be beat. So if they go in there with that type of mentality they had at the end of that York game, more than capable of winning this game, and I really, really hope they pull it off.
Yeah, and with George them girls, well, it's the first season where they haven't won any silverware, so it's how they're responding to that this season.
They are responding. I think you can see that. I think you can see that they think, and I think you have to have this type of attitude to be a winner in sport. They can't. I think the reaction has been, we should be winning something in this group. There's 3 trophies up for grabs. We should be winning one of them. There's arguably only 4 top sides and there's only 3 trophies. And I think they thought, we should be winning one of these. And you can see that there's speaking of fire, that the men are lacking, fire and intensity in abundance. And they need to, I think, just really start fired up. Obviously, you take a risk. You don't want to give away penalties and things, but I think they need to go real high effort, high energy, opening 5 to 10. Hurt them, really fast line speed, try to take an early lead, and then you can, lower those energy levels a bit as the game goes on. But I think with this type of Wigan side, with what I've seen from them, I don't think you can build yourself into a game. I think you need to go all out, like absolutely all out from minute one. You need to be the team that builds a lead. And they'll come back into it, no doubt they will. But I think you need to be in a position where you get those early tries and you risk gassing yourself out a bit, maybe. But I think that's the way to do it. I think they need to be absolutely all over them from minute one.
Yeah.
That's the way to beat them.
Yeah. And also got the men's final, repeat of the grand final. Well, the last 2 grand finals, really. There we go.
It is. It's definitely the KR and Wigan era that we're in at the moment.
Yeah.
My thoughts. I think I'm probably gonna make myself look like an idiot and probably jinx it. I think KR are gonna win comfortably. I really do.
I don't know about comfortably, but I think they'll get it by maybe. I just know I called it by 3 scores on the other day. So yeah, I'm gonna stick
I think
that.
3 scores. Yeah, I do. Maybe not in terms of the scoreline, because I think Wigan look like they've kind of sorted the defence out a little bit. They're looking a bit more confident. French will be on the bench apparently to come on as that erasing the whole. So, I think we're way past that mini Wigan crisis. But I think on the field, I think it'd be 2 or 3 scores, but in terms of like field position and who looks like they've got the momentum, I think it's just going to look like KR. I think they're going to control that game, and I think they're going to win the game. In that sense, I think it's going to be comfortable. I just don't think anyone can touch them in the form they're in. I really, really don't.
I mean, they might be matched in the middle, but on that 3 quarters, like you've got Burgess and Davis out there, they're hard to beat, aren't they?
Yeah, and the way that Mikey Lewis,
Michael niggle at people as well.
Hiku are playing like
Tyrone May. I mean, he gets overlooked a little bit for me.
Yeah, he's really, really good. He
does a lot of work. Mike doesn't do what he does.
Yeah, exactly. He opens a lot of space for Mikey Lewis in attack. He's great he's so good at squaring up a defender, picking the pass at exactly the right moment to give his outside player the chance of breaking the line. I just think KR are by far the best team in the league. I don't think there is a top 2 this year. I mean, I could be wrong. There's plenty of the season to go. Wigan with French back, almost certainly are going to look a lot better as the season goes on. But at the moment, for me, there's a top 1, and it's KR. I do hope it's a better game than I think. I still hope KR win, obviously, as a Saints fan, but I wouldn't want it to be too boring. Unless they go on to win like 50-60 now, then I'll be honest, I would really enjoy that. I'd enjoy that greatly. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
We just want to see that Wigan walk out of Wembley, don't we?
Yeah. Again, could be setting myself up to look like an idiot. God knows, a lot of my predictions don't come true. But looking at Wigan's last few performances, I just don't think they faced great performances, especially ours. I think Cass would have beat us by 70 the way they played last week if they played how we played in the semi-final. So I don't know. They're clearly playing better. They're clearly getting back to the best, but I don't think they're there yet. I think if this was in 2 or 3 more weeks, this would be a much closer final. I also don't think with 8 days, an 8-day turnaround, I think it was a terrible decision to drop all the players in that league game. I don't think that's good. I think keeping cohesion.
Oh, no, again.
I've got you here.
Your black screen, your thing's buffering. I can hear you all right, though.
Yeah, it's all right. Most people listen
there you
to
go.
this anyway.
You're back now. You're back.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. Now I'm going. Hold on. Right. Give me a second. I just need to plug my charger in, and that's why I'm going funny.
All right, okay.
Yeah, you keep talking about the final. Go on.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those games where KR do have the upper hand at the minute with Wigan. They won the grand final last year. Obviously, Wigan won the grand final the year before that. KR obviously winning it last year against Warrington in people call it controversial, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Big occasion. I just think KR man for man a bit too much. I mean, these like little superstar names at Wigan.
There we go.
I don't know how I'm going.
I'm back.
It's fun and games, isn't it, Ben?
It's all fun and games.
I'm back.
Right, we're both back. We're back. He's back. I'm back. You're back.
Yeah. Unless you plug it off, which case I don't blame him.
No, we are. We'll get through it.
Yeah.
We'll get through it.
I've gone black screen now. Go on, you keep going. Are we still going?
Right. I think I've sorted it from my end now.
Right.
Yeah, I have. There we go. Can see us both. Right. I can hear us both properly. Right, just finishing off. We've gone over it a few times, but I just think not playing that full strength side. If you had a short turnaround, I'd understand it, but not playing it with like 8 or 9 days they had. with that turnaround, I just think it's going to just damage the team cohesion and how well they play. It's like you have a big break, you're going to be, you've got ring rust. Granted, it's only a week, but that's a week where KR's full team got to practice all their set plays, got to play a competitive game, got to build their motivation because the mental side of it's big as well. Got to feel good about getting a big win over Wigan, regardless of the team they had out. I think it's going to end up being a very poor decision from Matty Pete to rest all those players. I think it will be.
And another issue, one, the difference on the table. And two, if Wigan are fighting for the home playoff or home semi-final and they miss out by a point, which game are the Wigan fans going to look at and go, for fuck's sake?
Exactly. I mean, there's so much pressure now. He's also created just so much pressure on all of them because you now have to win that cup. You've got to.
Yeah.
Like, you do a thing like that, then and you lose the final now, then all of a sudden, you've, like you said, battered your points difference for a good league position, and you haven't even got the cup to show for it. So it is so much more pressure. KR as well, they were under so much pressure, I think, last year. Building this good team, hadn't got over the line yet, still hadn't won anything. They've got that monkey off the back now. They know what winning feels like. There isn't that we need to do it for the one half of a city. We don't need to do it for people's livelihoods and happiness.
They're doing it for themselves
now. Just need to do it for themselves now, and they know how to do that. I think now Wigan, there's more pressure on Wigan. I think it's completely switched.
Yeah.
And I think
100%.
there's way more pressure on Wigan, and I think that's going to suit KR down to the ground completely.
I mean, like, KR likes to hit hard early on, and then they'll step back and go, right, let's see what you've got. I don't think they'll do that in this game. I think they'll just go on then, pressure's on you. We'll just do our thing.
Yeah. So it could also, the risk of bringing French back, the rumour is he's not fit enough and he's going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
If he's not fit enough, is there going to be any value coming off the bench? Is that a mistake where somebody else could have maybe contributed more? Is it, we'll have to wait and see. If he comes off in the last if he comes on in the last 10 minutes and scores the winner, then it paid off. But it's all easy to say in hindsight. But I think that's a big risk if he's not fit enough to start. If he doesn't start that game on Saturday, that's a huge risk. We've seen great players come back not fully fit. God knows we've seen it loads this season alone.
Coot in the final in 2019.
What happens? That's a risk. They put a lot of pressure on themselves, and then he's also created a huge risk as well with Bevan. It's, he's got, like I said, he looks like a genius. If they win and French plays well, he looks like a genius. But this is a real all or nothing. There's going to be a lot of questions asked of him, I think, if they don't win this final now. So it'll be very interesting to see how the game plays out.
Yeah. So, we'll soon see. Moving on from that and going back to our shambles of a club at the minute. What the bloody hell do we do about these? Like, what? Why is this not working?
Sailor and Wellesby. And Wellesby. You know what? I don't think it's. I still don't think it's this like Sailor Wellesby thing. Thinking about it more, I think it's just a team thing. Because people claimed it was a thing, but you got to think people claimed that because of last season. Well, most of the time, the entire team wasn't playing well. Most of this season, we've only played well in 10, 15, 20-minute patches or one half. I just think it's more of a team thing. I don't think it is this. They can't play together. I just think it's that the team in general is playing poorly more often than not this year. You could say, is that the cause, though? Some people might argue, is that the starting point because they're playing two key positions? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think from what I've seen from both of them, there's any reason why they shouldn't be able to play together. With how we set up our attack, it's been pointed out loads. Yeah, they might have 6-1, but we run set plays where essentially they take turns playing fullback and 6. They swap. So I don't think it is a position. I don't think that the position's got anything to do with it because the way we attack, we don't only ever have the fullback in that third receiver or third, fourth receiver role. we switch it up in attack, so I don't think it's got anything to do with the position. Is it just the two players and their style of play? It shouldn't be, because Wellesby likes to get his hands on the ball a lot. He likes to have a lot of the ball. Sailor likes to play a supporting role and look for gaps and get on the end of things. So when you think about it, there isn't a reason they shouldn't be able to play well together. I just think it's the way they're being coached. That's the only thing I can guess at. And I think they've got to change how they're approaching playing with these two, because I don't buy it. I just don't buy how two players that have played well individually, I just don't see a logical reason why they shouldn't be able to play well together, other than they're not being coached correctly, they're not being prepared correctly to play together.
It's being made out in the media almost as like Gerrard and Lampard in middle for England.
Yeah, and I thought that was a load of nonsense as well. I want to talk about that. I think that was a coaching thing too. That was a terrible England coach. All due respect and all respect to Sven, and God rest his soul, lovely guy. But you weren't
the only one though.
I just think it's a coaching thing with this Wellesby Sailor. I just think it's a coaching thing. I don't see why they shouldn't be able to play well together. No one can explain it to me. Like when I ask them, okay, break down what is it with them as players that makes them a bad fit, and no one's been able to explain it to me other than, well, they just don't play well on the pitch together. Well, all right, this season, Wellesby and Hastings have not played well together. So can Wellesby and Hastings not play well? Can Wellesby and Hastings not play well together then? Wellesby hasn't played well with Darrell Clarke this season. Can Wellesby and Darrell Clarke not play well? I don't get, I think it's been blown way out of proportion. And I think it's because Sailor himself is very inconsistent as a player. Like, he goes up and down a lot. Wellesby has been the same since about 2023. Still some good highs, but a lot of in between. I think what it is that the team is struggling. It struggled last year in attack. It's struggling this year. And you've got two players who are very up and down the last couple of seasons. And I just think that's what it is. I don't think we should give up on it. I think it's just the coaches, like we said before, change your approach. Whatever you're teaching them and telling them and working on with them, do something else, do something different. I just don't think that it should be this much of a problem. I will grant you that they're probably not natural standoffs, either of them, granted. But again, the way we attack, we don't play with that traditional, the 6 and 7 go around the field together and they're always 1 and 2, first receiver, second. We don't play like that. So I don't really kind of buy that. Although you could argue that we should play like that and we need to buy 6.
Maybe we should start doing it.
I'd accept that argument. I'd say, yeah, I think you might be onto something there. But I just feel like we could be doing better here. I just think it's still too early to write this off. I don't have the answers, otherwise I'd probably be a professional rugby league coach, to be fair, because this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. This isn't an easy one.
And we get asked as well, which is great. I love that people come asking our opinions and stuff, but we can only say what we think. If we have the full answers, we won't be sat here talking about it. We'll be out there doing it.
Exactly. It's just an opinion from a limited point of view. We don't have all the knowledge of what goes on behind closed doors, so you can never give. It's always a bit of guess. I've always said this. It's always a bit of guesswork. You try to guesstimate. You try to get as much facts as you can. Sometimes there's not a lot, and then you just have to kind of make a guess based on what you've seen. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, so I can't say it's definitely a coaching thing. It's just my guess that probably, I think it's the fact that the team in general is very inconsistent and not playing well. Because at Warrington, there was a period in the Warrington game start of the season in the second half where Sailor and Wellesby actually did play well together. Unfortunately, Wellesby then immediately got injured. So, I've seen glimpses of it. I don't think it's impossible to make happen. I don't think it's this thing that it's impossible, and even Wayne Bennett in his prime couldn't get them. I just don't buy that. I don't buy it personally. I'm not saying that's the wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong, and maybe they can't play together. I'm just going for. I'm seeing the entire team. I'm seeing all the halves. I'm seeing all the combinations we've had be very clunky in attack, no matter who's played there. I think it's a bit unfair to single them two out, in my opinion, because the entire spine has been up and down all year, no matter who's played fullback 6 and 7 and 9. So that's just my opinion on it anyway. I think we can turn this round, and I hope he can with them too.
Well, this leads me into the next point as well of how we're going to set up, and that's Jackson Hastings being banned for 2 games. Now,
there we go.
Do we play the system and put him into a reserves game this week?
We can't because it's on the same day.
Oh, fair enough.
Reserves game is on the same day as our game next week, unfortunately.
Oh, so we haven't got a reserve game this week then?
No. We haven't got one this week. We could do it for one of the two, I think, but we can't do it for both. And even then, if you do it the second week, it doesn't make a difference because it's only a few days between. Yeah, I thought that, but yeah, unfortunately, next week that Thursday is also the reserve game.
So it's going to be George Whitby getting his chance, then, doesn't it?
Well, I don't think so. I think he's going to play Lomax.
Oh, Joe, I won't be surprised if I'm honest.
And you know what? I don't think it's as easy. I think more than likely there's much more merit in playing Whitby, but I don't think it's as easy as people are making out this decision because Whitby's
the only out-and-out 7 that we've got there now with his suspension.
But Whitby has struggled this season. Granted, coming in and out, bench, injured, playing a team with 8 injuries, first proper full season. So I'm not having a go. But is it better for him that he just stays on loan for a bit longer this year? That he just builds that confidence playing at a lower level? Would it do him more harm if he gets thrown into a team that isn't playing well and we lose more games and people will start blaming him because they always blame the halfbacks? Would you go with the experience of Lomax maybe, even though we know Lomax is past that best of his career? I don't know. I don't think I would still play Whitby. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's as easy as people make it out. I don't think people should go mad if he does play Johnny because it's not easy. I think if the team was playing really well and firing on all cylinders, you absolutely put Whitby in. Easy decision.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it could with how much he struggled coming in and out this year, do you want to do that to him again? Put him in for one game, plays bad, take him out again? I don't know. That can't be good. Granted, the other end of it is this could be the game where it finally clicks for him and he has a stormer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think it's easy. This is why, again, we're not coaches.
Yeah.
I would play Whitby. I would play Whitby because, like you said, he's more of a natural 7 than Lomax. And yes, we are clunky at the moment in attack. We are struggling with the combinations. Johnny does have the experience, but he's also not a 7. Doesn't have any kicking game. I know Whitby still needs improvement on that front, but I still think it's better than Lomax's. I'd still say it's better than Lomax's kicking. And he's got a bit more zip and pace.
Short kicking game, then you'd go with Lomax all day. But not
short kicking game, yeah.
If you're in your own half.
Yeah, I'd go with Whitby. Thinking about as well, defence, it's Johnny, but obviously that comes with the experience as a halfback. You're always an older halfback usually is a better defender. More experience could be better for Whitby becoming a better defender. More time he plays. But I know this. It's hard. I think it's tough. I don't think it's as easy as people make it out. I'm glad I'm not in this position.
Either way, Whitby's got a good attitude about him, so he'll take whatever comes this week.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough one for Paul because it's another one similar to the Matty Pete situation where if he plays Lomax and we lose badly, why have you played Lomax? He's washed, he's past it, blah, blah, blah. He's not a 7. If we play Whitby and it goes wrong, he looked poor his last couple of games. He's not been in the first team for ages. The team needed experience, Either way, if we lose, it's going to be on Raul.
There's no win situation, isn't
it? And, on the other side, though, he's going to look like a genius, whoever he picks at 7, and if we win. I think you just need to go with that youth, because like you said, the best we've played this year is when more of them have played in the injuries.
Yeah.
So for me, in terms of fire and attitude, a young lad who knows he doesn't have a certain first-team place, that's a lad who's going to show you more fire than anyone, because they've got something to play for. These older lads, with how they've been playing, and a lot of them haven't been dropped. And in my opinion, we didn't go into this because I was getting sick of talking about that game. But In my opinion, there's a lot of lucky players that are still getting picked who should be getting dropped at the moment in that team. Whitby knows he's one of them because he's an up-and-coming youngster. So you could argue he's going to play for that shirt more than the rest of them are. More than Johnny will, really, in a way. Not to ever question Johnny's commitment, because I've never seen a more committed Saints player, but you just can't replicate that type of hunger and fire of not having a certain place in the team and wanting to play yourself in. I don't think you can ever have that type of fire as a 30-plus-year-old. It's not possible.
Yeah, so you're on your way up then, don't you?
Your strength, the strength on his side is that experience, is having done it and been there and got it wearing the T-shirt. That's something Whitby can never replicate as a young guy. So it's which one do you go for? Which one do you go for in this situation? I'd go Whitby.
Ultimately, it all comes down to Paul Rowley at the end of the day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It really, really does. And Wellesby will need to step up. And he needs to stop this. And I get it comes from a point of frustration because you can do better.
And it shows that he cares. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. I'd rather see that than someone shrugging the shoulders. He needs to rein it in. He needs to rein the huffing and puffing,
the
walking around. Channel it into, fire your teammates up.
Yeah, so news that came up the club this week, Ben, is Ignatius Parsi left early, to be fair. He had a good run. He just never recovered from that injury, really, did he?
He had a very good run overall, part of trophy-winning sides, and for the first couple of seasons, like a wrecking ball. Really impactful off-the-bench prop. Always reminded me a little bit, like a big Pacific Islander, kind of like a Fasavalou kind of player. Although I think they were slightly different, but great. There was I think 21 or 22, I can't remember which one it was. I remember he had a killer year with like offloads. He was really dangerous offloading the ball, made loads of meters, and it's just one of them. And nothing with his attitude or his effort. Suffered a bad injury, never really recovered. When he played, performances just dipped, and I think he's just let the power in his legs had just kind of gone because that really bad. He almost retired. People don't know that, but you ask people who are in the know. He was very close to retiring in the end. So the fact he tried his best to come back, he could have just gone, that's me, and he didn't. He tried his best to come back, and fair play to him. His body just wasn't reacting anymore, and I like the fact, even though it didn't end amazingly, obviously, another injury and then agreeing to go early, but at least he had that good game away at Cass, I believe it was. Got a couple of tries, played really, really well in that one game. Much better than he played the last couple of years when he did manage to get on the field. And as someone pointed out to me, the last thing he ever did in a Saints shirt was belt a Wiganer in a derby. So
there you go.
You know what? Fair play, Ignatius. Great legacy overall. Just because it ended badly, overall contribution is really good. And fair play to him for coming to an agreement so he could get, another player in. And I think it should always be welcomed warmly if he ever turns up at the Brewdog again. A very good signing overall.
Yeah, like you said, the attitude as well. Even though he was out the team, you didn't hear of him complaining or anything like that. I think he sort of knew what the script was, didn't he?
I think how the players felt about him, because in that last full game he played, when he got those tries, the way the players reacted, they were absolutely buzzing for him. So you can tell that's like positive influence in the changing room there. He clearly had a very good attitude. You can just tell the way the teammates react when he managed to get back on and get a try. So so. A bit unfortunate, but I think overall, even he'll hopefully, after a year or two, think, I did really well there because he's got some medals to show for it. So
that's it. And though the rumours were true for what we were hearing for the weekend, sorry, I got tickling me throat. I do apologise. The arrival of this man, Daniel Suluka-Fifita. Now, you're a Doggies fan, Ben. You can give more insights on this fella.
It's an interesting one. I don't want to say this, but I have to be honest. He's not the best luck with injuries. I know people are going to be like, oh, no, but he's not massively injury prone, don't get me wrong, but he's had some niggling injury problems. to be fair, as a Doggies fan, a lot of people have thought he should have played this year, mainly because of how bad the Doggies have mainly been this year, and the pack has been pretty terrible. So there have been calls for him to play, and people quite surprised he hasn't been given another chance. But to be fair, when he has played, he's been in and out of the team. He's not been like he's not been terrible, but he's never lit up the team either. 11 appearances in the first team over like 2 years, 2 and a bit years, kind of show you that his level wasn't playing for the first team, even if some people did think he should have probably played a bit more this year with how the Doggies pack has performed. Just someone who could never really get going. I remember he had hype around him when he was a real young lad, when he first came in. Obviously, look at the size of him. He's big, he's powerful. Yeah. And yeah, it was just a mix of a few rough performances, being dropped, niggling injuries. He's coming in not on fire or anything, but he's never had a big run of games at one go at a first team level. So it's not, you don't write him off yet. You definitely don't write this off yet. You give him a chance. It's a lower standard. And not just that, just having that run, just having that extended run of being a first team player. He has gotten over those injuries recently. Granted, it's playing in the New South Wales Cup, but he's had an extended run there with sim players, like
Jamie Lane came from that competition.
Who come over, someone like Mark Minicello, who was just a plodder in the NRL, with all due respect.
Tom Malone did the same thing, didn't he?
Yeah, Paul Vaughan, as a Doggies fan again, he was not good at all in his last season for the Doggies, and he rediscovered that. You got to remember, he's not playing the level of opposition that he'll face every week in the NRL, and he's also not going to be in and out the team all the time. He's going to get an extended run. It might be a new lease of life for him. He's big, he's powerful, and he's still a good age. I would say the contract length, I'm a bit unsure of. 2.5 years for someone who's got a lot to prove. I would say maybe, a year and a half, 2 years max, but it is what it is. You just got to, support the lad. I do think at the bare minimum, if he's a direct replacement for Parsi, I think from what I've seen of him, he'll be better than the last couple of years of Parsi, and he'll play more. He should be able to stay on the field more. So in that sense, it looks like an upgrade. I do think there's natural conversations around that contract length. If it doesn't, if he doesn't find this new lease of life, it's a bit of a long one. But we don't know the ins and outs of what he's getting paid or anything on. There's extra quota spots now. It's not quite as controversial as it might have been 2 years ago. So just got to wait and see. He's got to support him. So, he's got the tools there.
Did this interested Jacob Post free up some cap space or something like that? It's like a mad loophole.
No, it's just Iggy's, I believe. I believe it's Iggy's money, plus there's some players that haven't played, and if you haven't played at all, you don't go on the cap. So there's probably a couple.
That's what I mean. So Jacob Post only played a handful of games in there.
But Host is coming back, so that'll get added back on as soon as he plays those games. But Host is another one. Solid but unspectacular for Souths, and all right, it wasn't many games, but he started very brightly, didn't he? Beginning of the season, so. Yeah. You're not going to
get the top players from the NRL coming over here, are you?
And we're at lower standards. We're just going to be honest. We're just going to be. It's not like, don't be embarrassed about it. We're still some very good players and very good teams, but we're not at the NRL level. So, someone who is solid in the NRL, they might still be solid over. It's not a guarantee they're going to be great over here, but there's more room for them to get to be a higher standard of player, and physically. We're crying out for more bigger forwards. It's my big criticism. I keep saying too many small forwards in our starting pack. I want another big lad. So if he ticks those boxes. So it's just a wait and see now. I think there are fair criticisms, but I think just let's not go over the top. Let's give him a chance first. He's not played. Yeah. Let's give the lad a chance first.
I don't think he's got to play yet, has he?
Yeah, some people have been a bit over the top with it. There are fair criticisms, but at the end of the day, he's not played a game, so you can't be too harsh. Let's see, 5, 6, 7 games, we'll have more of a good view. But again, we've had Parsi, and as much as he's had a great attitude, he's just not even been there most of the time. Yeah. His body just couldn't do it. So if it's a direct replacement like for like, we do upgrade there, I think, at the bare minimum. Hopefully, it's more than that. Hopefully he goes on and crushes it and becomes a great forward. But even if it doesn't work out like that, I do still think at the bare minimum he offers more than Parsi does. So at the very minimum, you're getting an upgrade, I think. So
it's a younger Perleg, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he'll be wanting to rip it up. He's not an older player coming for that payday in Super League because no one in the NRL would pay him.
He's got a point to prove.
He'll be disappointed because he had a bit of hype about him. It didn't work out at the Doggies. He didn't even get picked after the Doggies really have been some horrible form for, up and down this year. And he's thinking, I couldn't even get in the side when they're outside the playoffs. That'll light a fire under a young lad who's 6 foot plus and weighs a ton. So, we've seen it before with plenty of these type of signings, and they do very well in Super League. So we're just going to wait and see. So,
yeah, I mean, you come through at the Roosters, you need to have something about you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, obviously, he got bounced to the Rabbitohs after that, but it's just one of them, isn't it? You know what I mean? The lad's not set foot on the pitch yet.
Yeah.
I mean, give it a chance.
Give it a chance. He'll want to be proven. He'll know he'll have his critics from Australia, and he'll want to prove people wrong as much as anyone.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. And I hope he comes to that fire, because fire intensity, how much do we talk about that at the moment with Saints? I hope he brings it. Let's go. All right.
Yeah. And speaking of giving a chance, by the looks of things, it looks like Saints aren't giving up on Jake Wingfield. They're posting the rehab videos and all that.
It's interesting.
Really behind him. Yeah, really behind him.
It is interesting because he had that deal, which was a kind of, you need to hit a target. And he played so little games, you have to believe he didn't hit that target. So for them to still back him, I would say I wouldn't be against one last chance, but, you have to be a bit brutal in sport. And you probably do have to say, like, if it's another long-term one after this, this has to be last chance saloon.
Yeah.
But
I'm not seeing the improvements in him.
Yeah, I'm not against one last chance, because Lomax got, I think, one last chance, and look what happened. He became one of the biggest legends in the history of the club. So let's stay behind him. It was very unfortunate what happened, and I think one more shot is fair enough, but I think it would have to be the last one for him, and he probably knows that as well. So.
That's it, because he was playing well. And he put in the best performance I've seen him wearing a Saints shirt against Wigan on Good Friday.
And he had his longest extended run as well, I think, ever in the first team this year. So maybe they saw that and they thought it's a bit of a freak one, this, because it wasn't just a game, 2 games. He had a good run, and it was a bit of a freak one. Maybe, I don't know. So let's see.
Just have to wait and see. For me now, this has been the biggest news coming out of the club. These two finally calling it a day at the end of the season, and it's it's full circle, isn't it? Because they started playing together as kids, the best friends, and won it all together. And going to bow out together,
going to retire together.
Jodie Cunningham Emily Rudge.
It's a great story. Now, I was thinking as well. This is a very random aside. We'll get to talk about the legacy in a second, but I think that'd be a great little like story. I think that'd be a good film. You can imagine like a British coming of age drama film, the story of them two and the way they helped mould not just them but the other teams like York and Leeds, but the trailblazers for the sport, aren't they? It's a great story. In terms of like the Saints' contribution, they are at the moment the 2 biggest legends in the short history of the Saints women team.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's them two and Tara Jane Stanley, like the pillars of the game.
Yeah. And I do think, Tara Jones as well deserves a bit of a shout out too. She was part of that early group as well, and doing a very good job refereeing at the moment.
Yeah, do you know what? Honestly, right, she's got a lot of plaudits for the way she's conducting the games.
She's excellent. I do think she's excellent. Yeah, and but yeah, I mean, it is sad because I think they're playing some of the best rugby, and I do think they probably could go a bit longer, but they know themselves. They know remember, it's. Yes, obviously they get some money now for playing, but it's not a full-time gig. Jodie's got the off-field role at Saints, and Emily has her own stuff going on. So it's tough to make that sacrifice when you've done it for so many years. So the fact they're still playing at this level with everything they've had going on in their own personal lives, how busy they must be, credit to him, credit to them, and they've helped. They must have been a great role model and helped so many of these new women's players, not just the young girls, but some of these older girls who are playing the sport for the first time, who have come from other athletic backgrounds. There must have been a great influence on them. The way that the other players talk about Jodie and Emily on social media and interviews on Sky, they always bring them up. Great leaders, great mentors. Some of the earliest, women's players as well, when kind of the England women's team got relaunched and rebooted, and they were there when they were playing on park fields for England, together, and then ended up playing at World Cups in big stadiums. They have done it all. They've seen it. They've played it. They've done it. They've won it all. So I think what's important is hopefully they get sent off this year with at least one of those 3 trophies. I think it'd be richly deserved, and that would be a proper full circle moment. The first, it'd be very nice, wouldn't it? The first Women's Super League and Challenge Cup winners to then win it in the last season. Fingers crossed for tomorrow as well as part of that. But what more can you say? Off field, on the field, the longevity, just the performance, incredible. 2 incredible players, and very good as well. Very, very cool that they're going into the podcasting thing as well, because I think they've had, like I said, the influence they've got, the off-field stuff they do. They're going to have such a great insight on the women's game that you don't really get in the English game from anyone. Like, you don't really get it. So they're trailblazing that as well. They're just like they did when they were playing. They're now the first big, former players of the Women's Super League to then go into that media space as well. So it's just one thing after another for them.
That's it. I mean, that's why we talk about the women's game so much in here, because there's not enough of it. You get it in bits and pieces, but
you get it in bits and pieces from your journalists, but there's no ex-players. Like, it's Jodie going on Sky. It's like, it's things like that. It's that. That's it, really. It's the commentator who played for York, I believe, whose name I always forget.
Danica, what's her name?
Yes, of course, yeah. So there's a little bit. So we're not saying no one does it, but like, this is the first time it's been a dedicated, and I know they're going to talk about other things as well, obviously, but I'm sure that'll be a big part of it, talking about kind of that women's rugby league, the development. So that's good, because that'll hopefully inspire more people in the media who do it as a job to collaborate with them, to get them on their own shows, things like that. So that's really good to see. I think it'll be really interesting, really, really interesting as well. To hear from them both, especially with the work that Jodie does off the field too. I find that really, really fascinating and interesting to learn about. So, excited that they're not going to go away completely, and we're still going to hear from them both.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. And for anyone who doesn't know, the podcast will be called The Girls Offload. They have an Instagram page now, so go and have a look for that and go and follow them.
Follow that.
They're launching it either after the end of the season or next year, isn't it? They're launching
it at the end of the season, I believe. Which is really exciting.
Something else.
And if you haven't seen our interview with Jodie Cunningham, you can get that on all the platforms that you can get in That Number podcast. So go and listen to that or watch that as well.
Excellent plug, Ben.
There you go.
And to close it off, I think
you always got to do it.
That sort of captures them two in a nutshell, doesn't it? The way they've just done everything together. Like that first one at Wembley and lifting the trophy together was a beautiful moment, wasn't it?
Awesome. And I just really hope for their sake they can get one more. I know they've got plenty, but Saints fans, Saints players, I hope they get one more tomorrow. That'd be a lovely way to send them off.
Thank you to Jodie and Emily for everything that they've, not just for in the Saints shirt, but what they've done for the women's game in general. And they can bow out in the knowledge that they've left it in a much better state than it was when they started.
Exactly. Like I said, trailblazer, standard bearer, whatever it is. They've spearheaded it along with those early groups of York and Leeds players who, at the end of the day, 100 years from now, will all be gone, and people will still, in the women's rugby league space, they'll talk about Jodie Cunningham and Emily Rudge. I mean, if that isn't an incredible type of legacy to leave, I don't really know what is.
That's the ultimate compliment, isn't it?
I mean, that is just, what more can you say? Thanks very much to both of them. But hey, there's a full season to play in the Super League. There's a final tomorrow. So I'm sure there's much more to be said come the end of the season. Hopefully, Sky, will do a little bit come that last Super League game, because they do show them the big ones. So hopefully they give them the credit they deserve as well. Be nice to see some, and the RFL and Saints to give them a bit of the appreciation. I'm sure Saints will, but the game as a whole, be nice to see, them to get some nice appreciation from the governing body at the end, because especially just the way they talk about it and the extra effort. Emily's kind of recognizing that social media boom that started a few years ago with TikTok just going from fairly popular to being the number one. She got on that straight away with the Instagram reels and the TikToks. Jodie became the face of Saints women when a few years ago she started
the women's game, really, didn't she?
Started punditry for Sky even while still playing, and at the time having a separate job and all that. So man, the effort they put in, they must be glad that at least
Howard Jones
take a bit of
the
a break.
First female Super League ref.
Yeah, as well. So that Saints women's group
as well.
That Saints women's group, like I said, there's some real great impact on the sport there. Some really, really good ones. So yeah, well done to them. Thank you, and good luck tomorrow.
Definitely. So that wraps us up. I will be honest, because I don't want to lie to the audience, but we record. So this is now Friday afternoon, and we did start recording Thursday evening. I got a Wi-Fi issue because Virgin are garbage. Let's be honest, sometimes, and
the internet just died.
So we've had to come and pick up where we left off and cut it together and all that. So if you notice a random gap or whatever,
so give Gas a shout out as well, because there's the amount of, it wasn't just when we stopped, even the bit we did manage to do that stopped and started a few times. So he's got some chopping and changing to do. So let's have a shout out for Gas in the comments.
I'll do my best anyway.
So
thank you very much. We have just one away from the 50 on YouTube, and then we can offer some big news then.
Absolutely. Next week back to Saints games again and all that fun stuff. So I don't think I'll be going, actually, as the way it stands, unfortunately, to Leeds, I believe.
I think I'm going to go. We'll just have to.
You'll probably see us on Wednesday, I think. Is that, if that's right, Gaz?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, predictions back and all that, and
oh god.
Yeah, we'll review this Challenge Cup. Hopefully, we're reviewing a big win for Saints women. Fingers crossed, and good luck to them.
Yeah, good luck, girls, and we'll be back next week.
See you then.